Hello everybody, welcome, my name is Ursa Ryan, and today our agenda is simple. We are going to be building the most beautiful, expansive, and well-completed empires that I've built in some time. This is a game where I devote myself to the subtle and amazing art of empire management, of building beautiful, populated, wonderful cities. This game is all about city sprawl. We're playing as Yongle because I am going through all of my favorite leaders before the end of Civilization 6. That's right, we're less than 60 days now until Civ 7 is launched. Exciting times! And I had to have one more rodeo with Yongle. Such an amazing leader, one of the best in Civ, and a funny one, because I feel my games of Yongle have always been all over the place. Definitely one of the strongest leaders in the game, but I can't quite get the tactics 100%. So today we're going to be focusing on a few things. Number of cities, population in the cities, production, and gold. I'm after food growth, I'm after industry, I'm after riches. I think we should be able to pull all of those things off if and only if we play out of our skins. And to do that today, I'm playing on Barb Clans mode, on Deity, standard speed, and we have a 16-player Rich Highlands map with the better balanced map start. If you want to play along, the save file is in my Discord as well as all of the mods you will need to play this game. I am running a couple of gameplay mods on this one for some cool natural wonders and some extra pantheons just to spice the game up a little bit. To all of you wonderful people that love Civilization 6 and enjoy making good cities, this series is for you. So get comfortable, let's just dive straight in. Turn 1, and what a weird start this one is. There is a little bit of fresh water around this solitary lake, but there are no rivers, a little bit of marsh, there's a lot of grassland, and a couple of plains hills, but none of them are really settleable by water. So what are we going to do? Remaining in place, well, that will give me the ability to work 2 tiles that are 2-2 in this ring, and we have a bunch of decent tiles in the second ring. I could move over 1 tile to work the 4 rice, but I'm not sure that would necessarily help me. And I could go 2 tiles over and settle on top of the olives. Now that would really remove the production at the start, but it would mean that I have a luxury underneath the city. Gonna move my warrior out a bit and see if anything is found. Yeah, fresh water is not going to be a thing, really. I want my cities to be very populated, very strong. I would rather, I believe, settle on a hill because that's going to be trickier to put a farm down on, and it has better tiles to work at the start of the game. So let's settle in place. I think I would also settle on the olives if the tiles around it were a little bit better, but this should be fine for now. Oh, and dear audience, you know the drill by now. I have some wonderful people on Ko-fi and Patreon that support this channel and help me to fight against the wrath of the algorithm, which sounds like a little bit of a dodgy Star Trek movie. Ursa and the wrath of the algorithm. Thank you very much for all of your support. I love to name my cities after my wonderful channel supporters. So my capital today is being ruled by the lovely. I'm sure it will be fine. So I would like to get a Pantheon as soon as possible. And with 5 production, what we could do is go immediately into Lijia Faith. Now this is one of the 3 projects that Yongle has access to, converting production into either food, faith, or gold. This is a very good way of getting a very quick Pantheon. If I was to do that, I would get a Pantheon within 10 turns. It would slow down my growth. I could, in theory, get a scout out, or even 2 scouts out before that would go through. The other thing I can do is obviously put food growth in and grow within about 3 turns. Maybe going to 2 population and then going to faith is the play. I'm not entirely sure, but this is a huge map. This is an enormous 16-player map, bigger than the usual huge maps we're playing. So I believe scouting is going to be the best thing to do. So I'm not going to go for the usual Lijia start. We might go for 1 or 2 scouts first. I am going to be rushing a religion. There are a couple of religions that help more when it comes to growing massive cities. I think you know some of them. Now we will go out and see if we can find any fresh water on this map. Looks like fresh water is going to be a bit of a problem, which when you are playing Yongle, you might consider that to be a bit of an issue. In fact, this may be an increasingly large issue. Maybe this tribal village will have some salvation. We're going to have to keep an eye on mountains because it might be that aqueducting to mountains to get our housing is essential. Here's the tribal village. Wheel has advanced considerably, and you may have noticed we got 50% of our science rather than 40 with that Eureka. we're playing China. So extra science and culture when you get the Eurekas and inspirations. Always very, very fun. I think with such a large map, I'm going to be bold with my starting warrior, and we're just going to go and explore almost immediately. There's another lake over here. Fantastic. Okay, we've at least got something near me. And it's a geothermal fissure, which I could settle on for a little bit of extra science. That's good. Lots of gypsum here, like 4 sources of it, 5 sources of it. I wish I put monopolies mode on, and a drought. Beware of that. Any game that involves droughts this early on, they tend to be slightly worrying. I'm going to go for 2 scouts, I think. Then we'll go for our Pantheon. Okay, the lakes are all over in this direction. That's good to know. First step is to try and circumnavigate the globe. The quicker we can do that, the better. We're going to meet all the players, get loads of era score, and even get the era score from circumnavigating. Aha! Another lake and a bunch of pastures. So we've got plantations, quarries, and pastures, as well as a bunch of farms. Now the scout is going to appear a little bit quicker. We're going to go into our Pantheon very soon. Loads of geothermal fissures over to the left-hand side of the map. Good to know. The second tribal village, which has given me a builder. Wonderful. Can't do anything with it right now, but we will be able to very soon. We can get this rice, which would be a 5 food tile. I don't want to work that right yet, but that will be good eventually. I like the fact we've got a builder. The question is, will we find a natural wonder before the astrology boost would tick in? Let's see how lucky we get here. Second scout, done. Faith, here we go. Let's get this Pantheon as soon as possible. There's a tribal village directly above me and a river. Okay, there is fresh water around. We just had to find it. Tribal village number 3. Experience. I really would have liked a relic. Can we not have a relic? Relics are fun. 2 new continents. There's a nice split of continents here. Always good to go and expand into those if you want to get a little bit more era score and work some of the later stage policy cards. They can be fun too. I'm 6 turns away from astrology. I think I might just have to ride this one out. England. Where are you? Honored to meet you. Love to sample your hospitality. They're over to my left. Okay. Keep an eye on our neighbors. I'm going to want to expand as much as possible. England can be a little bit funny to those not on her home continent, which I do have that problem. Wow, some barbs right next to her. Portugal is directly above me. I don't want to show him my city. I'll let him figure that out. Oh, a nice spicy green Portugal color. Lovely stuff. That is an ugly color. Portugal can often be a good trading partner if they're not being just a little bit aggressive. I have seen quite a few aggressive Portugal rushes at the beginning of the game before. And with so many scouts on the board already, maybe survey is the way to go. I could go discipline to help beat this barb camp to try and get some era score. I reckon England might end up doing that for me, you know. Let's go survey. And God Kings, get that Pantheon quicker. Better. It's more efficient than giving myself extra production to then turn into faith. That doesn't really work very well. But no. First meat, little bit of extra culture. Delicious. Very, very delicious. And oh, you fell straight into my... No! How is that not a kill? Come on. Oh, that's unfortunate. I thought I was going to get the era score there. I started to gloat. That was my mistake. The game heard me and was like, no, you don't get that. Astrology. We don't need to be working our faith Pantheon anymore. We can switch straight to the holy site, which I'm going to do by putting on a nice +1 tile. I don't want to buy the +2. The 50 gold will be spent on a settler instead. I want to keep aqueduct tiles near the mountains open for now, so we'll just pop it on this tile. That'll be fine for now. And I believe we want to get mining together or animal husbandry. Olives would be useful to get through irrigation. That goes through pottery. I think the best thing to do is animal husbandry first, then we'll work it out from there. Fortunately, no Pantheon for us the first turn. I imagine a few people are getting Pantheons right now. There's 16 players on this map. We may have to wait for some time. And now let's look at the Pantheons available. There are a few different options here. I thought I had a mod on that gave me more Pantheon choices, but I think I must have disabled it. These are just the regular Pantheon choices. That's fine. There are a lot of potential pastures around. Sheep are literally everywhere, as well as cattle. So I'm thinking maybe culture from pastures. It won't help my capital very much, but it will help a lot of other cities. But I do also want something that gives me food. Goddess of the Hunt is good if there's a lot of deer, but it doesn't actually look like there are a huge amount of deer with this start, alas. We don't know what the strategic placement is cities like either. We could go for a straight city growth bonus. Fertility rights comes into play in the end of the game so strongly. But again, it won't help my capital particularly here. We all know that I love reeds and marshes. That would actually make a 5-2 tile in my capital, which will really turbocharge the start. And I do have another marsh tile there. You know, there is a bit of marsh around. Not a huge amount, but a bit of it. I think it's really, really good for that early game production, though. It would lead to some amazing second and third city spots. Yeah, it's very tempting to go for the growth, but I think in this instance, reeds and marshes works well because it lets me balance a lot of fun things. Plus, culture is something I'm going to get in large amounts once we get to 10 population cities. That's not an overall problem of Yongle. Yeah, reeds and marshes, here we go. Already it has shaved 2 turns off my holy site, and as much as I'm trying to save my gold to get the settler, I will treat myself to this 1 tile because working these 2, that's strong. Just a little bit more food to grow the capital out. We want to get to a 10 population as soon as we really can. Mitla, not the first meet, that would be Portugal's, but we are starting to find them up. This map will be ginormous, by the way. I'm really expecting to not be able to find anything. It's going to take me ages. Irrigation boost for the farmer, 5-2 tile. I think the Pantheon is worth it just for that. Vatican over by Victoria. England has gone God of the Forge. Oh, lovely. I love having a nice friendly neighbor Pantheon being so friendly. Oh, it's wonderful. I'm so pleased. And Brunei, with 16 players on the map, it's probably no surprise that they do not count as a first meet. Yeah, she doesn't like the fact that I'm on a different continent. That's always lovely and friendly. Fills me with so much joy and confidence, right? God King is good. Urban planning is better. Survey is still doing fine for our scouts. We'll see what animal husbandry has for horses. I'd love a source of horse here. That would be very useful. State workforce boosted because my holy site is finished. I believe I'm one of the first, or not the first, but one of the first people to be earning profits. Okay, we obviously want to get our religion as soon as possible. We could go Stonehenge here, actually. That's weird, but it's possible. I think we would have had to have built that instead of the holy site, which probably would have been a clever play rather than actually building the holy site, thinking about it, but never mind. Let's just run the holy site prayers. It's a slower start going for a religion, but if I can nab the religion, it will set me up for the rest of the game. Okay, Stonehenge would have actually been on a source of horse. I knew it. There we go. Horseback riding boosted, and we've got something to sell to people now. Mining, pottery, irrigation. It's a good little path for me there. Let's see if we can get that done as fast as possible. England is going for a religion as well. The city of Liverpool has a holy site. Interesting. We're going to have to keep an eye on England. I think they're going to be noisy nuisance neighbors, just like England is in real life. Am I right? Hey, it's fine. I'm allowed to say it. So nobody's getting more than 1 point at the moment, and my first project will ping off. Bam. We've taken the lead. We need, so it's 13 points. We need 4 of those projects to be finished, and they should be done in about 10, 11 turns. Hopefully. Preslav. The better thing for me to do is to keep an eye on the city-state quests, because we're not going to get many first meets, but we might accidentally trigger quite a few quests as we go. Big old lake blocking my movement to the right of my capital. There's so much of this map to go and explore. There's a large part of me that wants to spend my gold on another scout and then just send it in this direction. Is that the better play than holding on for a settler? Maybe even a shrine? I don't know. We'll see. Second project done. Mining can also now receive a good boost. Bam. Craftsmanship is finished. Don't think anything needs changing at the moment, but what I do want to do is unlock state workforce for the government plaza as soon as possible. A natural wonder! We are playing with the Terra Mirabilis mod, which makes all of the natural wonders do extra stuff and puts a few more into the game. This is the Dalol, which provides a bit of science, production, and gold, but more importantly, if I own this, I get a copy of a luxury that's unique, which is quite cool. Bit of era score, promotion to the scout. That is all fun, but the era score is probably what I need. That's a very long way away from my empire. I don't know if we're going to be able to grab that. Looks like Portugal is kind of there as well, so we'll keep an eye out. My plan, by the way, is to play pretty peacefully until I run out of space, which might be quite tricky. Oh, good. Okay, Stonehenge was finished. Choral music was done. It wasn't Feed the World. I was really hoping someone wasn't going to grab Feed the World because I want a Yongle Feed the World run. Rock of Gibraltar. Okay. Encampments and harbors receive great person points of their respective type in a city that owns this tile. well. Interesting. Some very quick harbors, and England starts next to Gibraltar? What is this? Historical accuracy? Dear oh dear. Don't you find it slightly worrying when Vicky wants to buy all of your horses? What are you doing with my source of horse? Let's not think about that one too much, okay? Let's just pretend that doesn't happen. Nazca first meet. A little bit of extra faith. Amazing. I feel like I'm being forward settled here. That's very aggressive, England. Don't be like that. There's enough space on this map for us all. A cad. Good for conquest later if we want. There is an English warrior stood next to my lands. Fun, fun. It's come right over, isn't it? I think England are going to send a bit of a war force towards me. I said, as soon as I said, hey, I would like to play a game that's all about like city simming and having fun, they were like, no, you can't do that. Well, Feed the World is an option. We can grow our world nicely. Do we go Defender of the Faith and try and just hold people away from my perfect empire? This might actually come in quite handy, given the fact that I'm blatantly going to get attacked now. It's just going to happen, isn't it? You can just see it happening. Right. Start to build a few warriors. I start to get some slingers. Irrigation is good. Maybe we save for an archery rush. We'll try and get irrigate. Oh, there's no point in rushing it, is there? Let's go archery, slinger into archer. I think that's the best play. This was always the risk about moving my initial starting warrior away from my lands. It is always a risk, but I think it's worth it if I can get the era score. They moved away. Maybe they saw the religion and they thought, oh, that's a mistake. We better not do that. I'm going to sell the horses to England. This is a really bad long-term move, but what it does mean is that I can now build a shrine in my city and give myself extra food and give myself extra housing to get to 10 population as soon as possible. Japan, hello. You don't get to come and see my city. No. Nobody needs to see where I live. That's not a thing. It's not a thing anyone needs to concern themselves with. I'm just in the middle of nowhere special at all. Bob Camp has appeared directly to my north. Do I put a second slinger? I'm going to put a second slinger out just where I've got 2 archers if I need it. It's only 2 turns. I always underbuild starting troops, but it's a really good thing to get into the habit for deity. Bologna, great city-state to find. Portugal is worshipping stone circles. Ugh, sounds like a very Portuguese thing to do. Cahokia, Egypt. Egypt has iron. Honor to meet you. I'd love to sample your hospitality. Oh, you're over here. You're ages away from me. Like a whole other world over here. Ottomans, I think we knew they were there, and they've actually got a luxury. They were over there. Again, quite far away from me. 5 turns? I don't think an era score leap is going to be particularly easy. I was hoping to go Golden Age here, but we've only got 5 turns to get 6 era score. Just slightly too slow for Armani. Tribal village. I mean, who knows what we'll find? Maybe we'll find enough era score by bumping into people or getting tribal villages. It's unlikely. We may just have to put up with a normal age here. How did you find me from there? I mean, come on. I swear you're supposed to have to wait until you can see the city center, but maybe not. Armani, off you go to Vatican. I want to find out all the lands around England. Tell me everything you can find. New population, that's a really good one in my capital. 7 pop already. And as we're building the granary slowly, I'm just going to dip into government plaza as soon as I can because I would love to be able to put Magnus into my city as soon as possible. Get some settlers out of here without draining the population. Early empire now, and then into political philosophy. Oh, this tribal encampment is going to get killed before I can get to it as well. I was thinking maybe this is a way of getting some era score here, but I think the city-state is going to deal with it, alas. Just wait until it appears randomly. Yep, there you go. You see it's been taken over. Rubbish. Never mind. Oh, England are back with their troops. As soon as I move my slingers out, what is it? The AI can just predict me. It just knows what I'm going to do every time. Let's finish archery now. Yeah, here they come. Okay. Fun. Oh, they moved away from a tribal encampment. Weird. Okay, well, I might as well go and finish it and get the era score then. We've got a normal age this time out, but no matter. We will make do. 3 inquiries, the easiest way of getting era score. We'll go golden age into the medieval era. Let's just build another archer quickly. We've got enough gold to upgrade 1. We can pop Magnus into the city. I could go Victor and make it even tougher. I think we'll be fine. He says very enthusiastically. It'll be fine. What could go wrong? It's all good. I mean, maybe Ursa will be fine and everything will be totally okay. Japan wants to buy my horses. Oh, you'd like my source of horse, do you? Interesting. Gives me 200 gold. What can I spend with 200 gold? I can put a warrior in the city and make it a bit tougher. Not a bad idea, you know. Let's just pop that in. There you go, 27 strength with my extra religion strength on top of that should make it just a little bit tougher to take now. There's Vatican. Vatican just gives me a little bit more more knowledge about this area. Now our Marni tour will begin in earnest. Next up, we'll head over to Mitla. I think a few city-states want me to destroy encampments. Mitla does. Oh, okay, cool. There you go. An envoy there. The boost. And we got celestial navigation in there as well. Fine. So I've moved my warrior onto a hill, onto the holy site. Yeah, there we go. Our protests are in vain. You haven't protested at all. I would like to make that clear. There has been no protest in this whatsoever. I object. Agogi, in you go. We should be able to build enough units to keep ourselves just about safe, I think. Sell a few horses for enough gold to now get my second archer after this one is built, of course. And let's just fortify on this town. Maybe they will attack me rather than do anything too silly. Magnus, provision. I tell you what, I'd love to get some settlers out if I could, but we're being attacked, so I can't. It's like you have all of this space around you and you just go immediately over to me. It's like you think I'm a city-state. Oh, Curtin's got 51 science already. Lovely. I'm really pleased. And you can attack the city. Fine. Hey, this is really, really good for me. I've healed basically all of the damage that I took, and these archers have very strong combat power with the Defender of the Faith. Oh yeah, Valletta, that's useful for later. Portugal likes the fact that I've explored a lot. Hey, that's something I do very well. And oh no, are you having to rearrange all of your troops? That's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate, isn't it? Feels like a bit of an ill-fated attack for you, England. Just gonna buy this luxury just to make sure my capital is just a little bit happier. I need one more. Wow, the population growth here is way higher than I thought, but we're getting there now. This is suddenly looking good, and because we have really big boosts, 50%, all of these techs are really, really quite cheap now, so we'll just keep working on this stuff. Let's finish this one archer, then I'll get the granary going. Then we might see if we can get some settling going. I just don't want to start the settler train without a lot of troops just keeping me safe, because I know I'm going to get attacked immediately as soon as they step outside of my nation. Yep, you're just going to attack the fortified unit. Don't do that. That's just a bad move. That's just a bad move for everyone. And I'm going to move this warrior forward now. Oh, that's a bit of a mistake, but we can get a kill here, I'm pretty sure. Oh, not quite, but maybe I'll lose that warrior. That could have been a step too far. I can make friends with Portugal anyway. Oh, good. Okay, well, at least one of my neighbors is friendly, even if the other isn't. You can only ever be friends with one of Portugal and England, seemingly. How aggressive. How aggressive will they be here? Oh, not too bad, you know. They're attacking me one at a time. Mitla revealed more of the map. Excellent. I'm just putting little markers on the city-states as I sometimes do, just to remember which ones Amani has been to. Zanzibar. Okay, they did attack me, but the healing is going to kick in and resume and heal most of that damage. And now I can get battle cry, which means you've just killed yourself for no reason there. England, this war has not gone well for you. That's a pretty successful defense of my lands, I think. Gaul. Again, lots of science. Some civilizations in this game just seem to have better starts than others. Gaul is definitely one that rocks it quite well. Lots of production, lots of easy to do stuff. Yeah, this war is not going well for England. I'm enjoying the defense of this location, I must say. Part of me is tempted to go and conquer, but I don't think I will. I want to make my own empire today. I have this sort of like half idea that I want to play the grievances system so that the world just continues to like me the entire way through. Let's play the grievance system as it's supposed to be, you know? Could be fun. I'm going to sell open borders to some people really far away from me to pick up some gems so that my nation is even happier. The granary now gives me the housing to hopefully get within the range of getting to 10 population really quickly. We'll get the builder and then we'll progress to the settlers once I have the infrastructure. I'm taking my time to settle. Sometimes going for lots of cities really quickly is good. Other times it just pays to just take it slowly. I think this is one of those times, you know? We've unlocked the Great Wall of China. Very good improvement. We'll pick up currency now. We're going to be focusing on internal trade routes today, getting surplus logistics, but also making sure that my capital has a bunch of districts that are all very handy. Oh, Gaul will join in on my war with England. I love it. Let's pile everyone in that wants to join in. England's going to regret this. They now have a lot of people at war with them. Oh, they're attacking my scout. Otherwise, I feel like I've just about managed to survive this one. Rapa Nui. More map discovered. So much space. I'm looking forward to really enjoying as much of this as I can. Now over to Bologna. Friends with Japan. It's another neighbor that likes me. England doesn't want peace. They're like, sure. World wars, England tend to do well in them, and that kind of worries me, that sort of confidence. Ah, reinforcements. Unfortunately for you, not only do I have Defender of the Faith, now I also have Garrison, so my archers are attacking with 40 strength. Yeah, back off. Back off. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna happen today. And this is good. 14 15 gold per turn for a luxury. Oh yeah, let's just get my economy going. So this warrior has Battle Cry and Defender of the Faith. Yeah, look at that. Only took 25 damage and it's going to heal 15 immediately, so only 10. And I mean, you know exactly what's going to happen. I'm just going to retaliate fire with all of my archers. Just one by one, march into the death zone. Yes, that's exactly what you should do. Time for Classical Republic now. Let's put in the Settler card, the Urban Planning card, Charismatic Leader, and Diplomatic League. It's a nice combination. I kind of like Surveying as well. I'll put that instead of Charismatic Leader. Until you get to Monarchy, that card's not particularly good. And I do have a couple of scouts that are still out and about. Let's get to Ancestral Hall as well. We're going to start settling wide, and I'd like the 3 builders. They're fun. Next up, Mysticism. Then we can go to Theology and improve our religion with apostles. Circumnavigation. I'm the first person to do it. 5 era score. Delightful. Look how little of the map we've explored as well. Just this long stringy bit in order to circumnavigate, and that's it. And England have built all these holy sites for me, which is wonderful because I can get a huge amount of faith. Yay! First settlement space I'm going to take is by these marshes and this desert floodplain. There's some cotton up here as well. Off you go. And another plantation. Anyone want to buy this? 12 gold per turn? You are welcome to buy it, friend. Oh, they're coming back for more, apparently. And the city-state is intervening. Good old Candy. Bologna now rules. Oh, the era score is coming in thick and fast. Keep moving. Over to Nazca this time. I wonder if this scout can do some more pillaging. I think it can. We can go and take that ivory as well. All this spare faith is really useful. Another one killed. Candy killed another one of the warriors. Not complaining at all. Let's go put our second city out. I might be able to actually cut the Ancestral Hall and finish it before the settlement goes down. I might actually wait on that one. That would be really good on timings if that's possible. Yeah, we can do the pillaging. England, stop leaving all of this stuff alone. This war is costing you way more than it's costing me. Oh no, they've got a horse. Okay, it's now going very wrong for me. They caught me. They caught me. Run away. I think this chop with Magnus puts it to within 1 turn. We can wait 1 turn for our city. It's a 3 builder. It's worth it. We're going to get the trade route next turn, so we don't even have to worry about this bit. Let's now go towards bronze working. Unlock the iron. Go from there. And maybe England wants peace now? No. No, they don't. England's just being England. A horseman caught my scout. Never mind. Managed to pick up about 200 faith. Something like that. Very effective. And here is city number 2 with some cotton. I think deja vu. What we're going to do with you is first of all get in the trader, which we can hook up with my capital and start the internal routes. That will give us the commercial hub, which I think I will look to finish as soon as possible. Until that moment, we'll open with a holy site. I mean, it's all floodplain, which isn't ideal, because what we could do is actually make a little bit of a fun setup with a dam and an aqueduct and hook up industrial zones into my capital. Actually, that's pretty good. All right, I'll take +1. It's not particularly good holy site, but I don't want to spend all of the faith to take it out any further than that. We'll chop out some population at the beginning as well. Beautiful. Oh, deja vu, you're rocking already. Now we start to settler spam whilst we wait for our capital to hit the beautiful 10 population, and surplus logistics is now in for a bit of extra growth as well. I could run the food project, but I'd rather have the settler, I think. Yep, 1 by 1. 1 by 1. Keep sending your warriors. What could go wrong, England? This is a perfect plan. An absolutely perfect plan. This is a World War I-esque level of plan. 5 food, 2 production, internal route from the beginning of the game, and there's currency, which means we can now get more of these beautiful trade routes. But I'd like to get that marsh quickly, so maybe the monument is the thing to buy? Maybe. Bronze working, horse riding, into construction for the lumber mills. There's a lot of decent lumber mills, and I'd rather keep the chops for later in the game. I feel like the chops later on will be very, very useful. Anyone want my cotton? Yeah, you do. Oh, the cotton's going good. Yeah, you know what? We've got the spare gold. Let's go for the monument. It's a big, big improvement to our culture. We'll treat ourselves to 1 more archer as well for a little bit more security. Barb clan defeated, 2 era score. Nazca bows to me, golden age achieved. Off now to Cahokia. I'm going to make a little bit of an attempt to pick up as many mercantile city-states city-states as possible. Mercantile will be very, very good to have on board. And now the settler, make your way out. We've got some good bonuses to settlers. We need as many of these as we can get. Dido, you have a luxury that I don't have. Can I have it? Actually, there's a bunch of luxuries we haven't got. Let's buy them all. Ecstatic cities mean that I'm getting 20% extra yields in everything, including city growth, which is the big one when I'm trying to get to 10 population cities everywhere we go. That's going to be really handy. As many 10 pop cities as possible. In fact, let's look at this for next turn. We have 12 science and 9 culture. 12 science, 9 culture. Oh, look, our capital's about to hit 10 pop. Bam, first city in the world to do it. 24 science, 21 culture. And thus, on turn 70, we're the first person to get a 10 population city. I know we don't have many cities, but I think this now constitutes a pretty rapid and effective start. I like it. Look at this tile. 2 food, 2 production, 3 gold. Deja Vu is rocking it. So the extra culture in my capital is going to be really good because now the tile growth is there, but we're also getting really decent gold per turn. So finally, we should be able to do things like buying granaries and monuments and extra builders. All the fun stuff. Oh no, they scratched my warrior for 21 damage. Oh wait, there's 15 of it back. 6 damage. That's all you did. And now you're dead. I hope you're happy, England. Every builder charge used for a luxury on a map this large makes you bank. Look at all this gold from selling luxuries. It is absolutely a priority of ours to get as many of these tiles as possible. In fact, there is some gypsum in my capital that can be improved. So let's just go and rock that now. At some point, England is going to say enough is enough, but I don't know when that point is. I really don't. I mean, bless them. They're trying. They're really, really trying. Well, apparently I have an improvement that's generating iron. I didn't look to see how much iron we had. Let's have a quick peek. There's some under a government plaza. There's some over there. There's some over there. Okay, we've got options. This is good. I'm going to make this situation just a little bit better by building an encampment. We build an encampment in my capital? It would help the settler production a little bit. We'll do that in a sec. We'll have a quick peek. Oh no, Bandar Brunei and Cahokia both want encampments. This is where we actually need to keep an eye on this. We want as many of these beautiful, beautiful city-state quests as possible. So we'll just bounce between stuff for a bit. Another turn, another warrior. One day they'll stop, but this is not the day. Settling on a plains hill with a sheep on it. I don't think the sheep actually helps this, but it's got good access to gypsum and a beautiful, beautiful marsh tile for 80 gold. Look at that. Work that immediately. Now the trick, Super Steve, is going to be getting this luxury as soon as you can, but there's a lot of pastures. Let's rock these as well. In fact, that one is on a +2 holy site, which I'm tempted to lock in. Before I forget, let's buy a missionary. I never remember to spread my religion at the beginning of the game. I know this is going to be said in the comments as well. Why did I not go for the religious colonization belief? Well, that is the belief where if you settle a new city, it immediately springs into your religion. It is really, really good with any religion where you are not generating a lot of faith or you are not building a lot of holy sites. Now, I'm going feed the world. That means I want holy sites in every city, which means I'm going to be generating a lot of faith. So you might as well get something different. There is a sort of point where you don't get very much faith and it is worth going for that as a belief, but this is not the run. And there's a Japanese missionary who has reliquaries. Okay, that's fine. Not what I want though. English horsemen, right? Finally, these are genuinely quite strong troops. As long as I defend in my land, we should still be all right, but we do need to keep defending in my land. And I was gonna go and steal that gypsum, but this is not the time. Let's get rid of this sheep to give myself an extra pop, and now we can pop the holy site down. I know there's a +3, but I don't need the era score right now. I want to save the gold. Theology. Then we can get temples for more feed the world and more faith, which is just a double whammy brilliant. Oh, Japan is settling towards me pretty quickly. I mean, there's plenty of land around, but we should probably go and explore these borders a bit just to make sure we know where they're settling. So the horseman did 38 damage to my warrior. Okay, that is more. So I healed 15 of that, so 23. We can survive about 4 turns of that. I keep meaning to improve this archer, but it's got something to shoot every turn. We can still kill the horseman though. So far, so good. And Garzagamu, great find. Oh, being able to pray in troops really cheaply is good. Japan, if you start using this missionary on my lands, I will not be happy. They're going to go for Deja Vu, I can tell already. So the problem about leaving your lands with a little bit of a way in, the AI will will often try and find a way past your defenses, but it's okay. We can do this. It'll be fine. Scripture. And you go for a little bit more faith. Faith is going to be very handy in a second. And there's the holy site. Might as well build the shrine. There's no particular rush because the missionary is yet to get there, but I've just put zone of control in, so they can't get to my city before I get there, which is good. That's an English archer. Can we end this war now? Is this fight? No peace for old Ursa. It's not happening. None of it. Let's go volley now. Now that we've got theology, military tradition, and we'll start to go towards feudalism. Anyone like some gypsum? It's on the market cheap. Yes, people like gypsum. Yeah, I knew they would. Japan, you're being annoying. You're being very annoying here. Please stop. Please stop your annoyance. Fez. Ooh, science for spreading my religion. Curtain's been up here, unfortunately, but there's a lot of city-states. Theodora has just met me. Some great science here. I think Dido must be running the Harbors Give You Science card. Now, this was a bit of a gambit. I was hoping putting the builder there would suck the archer onto that tile, and then I'd be able to one-hit kill it with this archer, which I can. There you go, and steal it back. That worked. I was really hoping that would. Now let's go for, I think the barracks is going to be more useful here for the ranged units. A bit of a stable would be really good if I was to go for siege later. Let's go stable. I think it is the better choice. But that's just giving me even more production because Ngazakame and Preslav have got envoys in them. So now the settlers are even quicker. So I think I should get a net benefit from this really quick. Rapanoit, of all the places you could stand, that is not a helpful one. Please move. Religion spreading. And city number 4 has been founded next to a floodplain and also a volcano. What could go wrong? Teddy's Ursa has both a luxury and a source of iron. Both of these very handy indeed. We'll look to pick up what we can as quickly as we can. Straight in with a +4 holy site. Thank you so much. And finally, a very special shout out goes to Glorious Petra, Matthew Wilkinson, Paul Coffey, Portland, Clint Hennis, The Nickerman, Daddy Bear Todd, Toon General, Capoyobi Virani, The Uncivil Engineer, Lillian, Radiatore, Technology Poet, Poppy Dude, Scott Stratton, Major King Kong, Skeptical Bear, Cinnamon Beard, Private Selection, Genoa Salami, Callum Billy, Garrett Gowan, El Truant, Creston, RB Hedged, Mushkin Mandletort, Burial, I'm Daft, Gooberman, Dr. Bobby, Mixomatosis, NTG Golfman, Indigenous 68, Teddy's Ursa, Zaf, Barnaby Rex, Charlie Bears, Flying Dutch Burbs, Nate the Great, Alex Frost, Mean Penguin, Interplanet Janet, Frankincense Battlezord, Bookaluk 79, Bob Loblaw, Geography Teacher, Juvara, Morax, Sinikush, Echo Bear, Deja Fu, Kovuwu, Legally Trash, Is This Live, Minnow, Sorted Dutch, Rad Bickley, Shadow of Gaia, Flower Power Bear, Dan Jamo, Buster Blader, Bob Tway, Toddler, Abstract Fun, Slither Alley. Thank you everyone for your support. Goodbye!